Bodybuilders discovered this peptide decades before any mainstream doctor would even say the word out loud. And the reason why tells you everything you need to know about the state of modern medicine. Welcome to Peptide of the Week, where I break down one compound at a time in plain English so you can make informed decisions about your own research. Today, BPC-157, the one I call the foundation peptide, the one I always recommend starting with. Let's go. If you're brand new to peptides and someone told you to start here, they were right. BPC-157 is the most well-researched, most widely discussed peptide in the biohacking community for one simple reason. It works across almost every system in the body. Gut issues, tendon injuries, brain fog, inflammation. I have seen women in my community report improvements across all of these from a single compound. That's not hype. That's why researchers kept studying it. For me personally, as a woman managing MS, finding something that supports neurological function and reduces systemic inflammation and supports gut health all at once was kind of a big deal. BPC-157 checks all three boxes. BPC stands for Body Protection Compound. It's a peptide, meaning a short chain of amino acids. That was originally isolated from human gastric juice. Yes, your stomach. Your body already makes a version of this. Here's what I find fascinating about BPC-157. Your body already produces a version of this compound naturally. Researchers took that naturally occurring sequence and stabilized it for research purposes. This isn't something foreign being introduced to your biology. It's something your biology already recognizes. And the research on BPC-157 is extensive. Over 10 years of animal studies showing consistent results in healing, regeneration, and neuroprotection. Human clinical trials are limited, which is why it remains a research compound, but the animal data is some of the most compelling in the peptide space. Let me walk you through the main areas where BPC-157 research has been focused, because this is where it gets interesting. Number 1, gut healing. BPC-157 was literally born in the gut. The research shows it supports mucosal healing, helps with inflammatory bowel conditions, and accelerates repair of the GI lining. If you have leaky gut, IBS, Crohn's, this is the peptide researchers keep coming back to. Number 2, tendon and ligament repair. This is actually where most athletes found BPC-157 first. The research shows it accelerates tendon to bone healing, supports collagen synthesis, and reduces inflammation in injury tissues. Rotator cuff, ACL, Achilles. The animal studies are remarkable. Number 3, and this is the one I care most about personally, neuroprotection. BPC-157 research shows it supports dopamine and serotonin system function, helps protect neurons from damage, and may support recovery from traumatic brain injury. For anyone dealing with neurological conditions, this is worth knowing. Number 4, angiogenesis, the formation of new blood vessels. BPC-157 appears to support the growth of new vasculature, which is part of why healing happens faster. Better blood flow to damaged tissue equals faster repair. So, who is BPC-157 research most relevant for? Honestly, almost everyone, but especially women dealing with chronic inflammation, anyone with gut issues, and anyone recovering from injury, anyone with a neurological condition, and anyone who just wants a foundational peptide to start with before adding anything more complex to their stack. It's the peptide I point beginners to first, every time. In research settings, BPC-157 is studied in two primary forms, injectable and oral. The injectable form is typically used for systemic effects. The oral form is often studied specifically for gut-related applications. I'm not going to give you dosing specifications because I'm not your doctor and this is research content. But I will say that if you want the full breakdown of how researchers structure BPC-157 protocols, that's inside the Alpha method. But here's what I can tell you from my own research experience. BPC-157 was one of the first peptides I added to my personal protocol. And what I noticed within the first few weeks was a shift in my baseline inflammation. Things that used to flare didn't flare as hard. My gut felt more stable. My recovery from workouts improved noticeably. I can't tell you that's what will happen for you. Bodies are different, but I can tell you that the research gave me enough confidence to include it in my long-term protocol. And it stayed there. If this episode of Peptides of the Week gave you value, subscribe. Because we're doing this every single week. One peptide, plain English, real research, no fluff. And if you want to go deeper, the Alpha method is my complete framework for women who are serious about optimization. Peptide protocols, nutrition strategy, mindset, all of it. Link is in the description. Drop in the comments, what peptide do you want covered next? I'm reading every single comment from you guys. I'm Leanne Lefortune. Stay raw, stay real, and stay alpha.